Welcome back to Ill Eagle Culture Brands Red Tape Talk. I am your host, John Ostos, aka Ill Eagle CEO, and I'm here with my two counterparts, Dion Two Cup Larry and Cody Big Meat Mauk. What's up, fellas?
How you doing?
Why you guys look at each other like that?
Well, Dion recognizes that I'm fucking huge.
You're big meat again?
Yeah.
Gotcha. He got excited when I said it, huh?
Yeah, he was like, it's true now.
He's like, yep, that's me. No more imposter syndrome.
Yeah, that's right.
Feeling good?
Yeah, I feel great.
Weekly update? Still the same weight or what?
And yeah, roughly. Yeah, just around that 253 mark still. But
your arm's about to catch up to Dion's, or
no, they're way past.
Mine are still growing, so you gotta hurry up with that one.
Dude, it's just it's funny how you little bitches try to catch up to me. All you little bitches in the gym try to catch up to me. Constantly comparing yourselves.
The thing about me is I'm always gonna have the most unique biceps / arms in general. So like I don't really care what's going on around anywhere else. Whoever else wants to be big, like I don't care about that. Mine's gonna be the most unique. I'm sticking with it.
Maybe your new name has to be Peaks. Dion Peaks Larry.
No, it's too close to Twin Peaks. I don't like that.
Yeah, you don't have symmetry. We can't call you Twin Peaks.
No, they're not symmetrical.
Oh, that sucks.
I got some good news for you guys though.
Okay.
Nicole started watching clips of the podcast. So
clips. We don't have clips.
She just watches sections of it,
Gotcha,
basically.
Gotcha.
Sections.
So, yeah.
So you've gotten in trouble yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
She's missing those spots.
She's missing all the good shit.
Yeah. So it's all good. That's all good.
Right. Well, Cody's father-in-law watches. So
yeah,
there's that.
I can't get in any more trouble than Cody.
Yeah,
so
we can't talk the stuff we used to
Jesus.
talk either. We gotta respect Cody's.
Well, I think he knows
privacy.
that
you're just a sick fuck. No, just kidding.
Well,
He knows you like to clap cheeks.
I don't know nothing about that. I don't know. I don't do that. All right?
Oh, that's not you.
I don't do that.
Oh,
How does he feel about Kate's crush on Dion?
Dude, I don't know. You'll have to ask him about that.
Dion's the wrong color anyway.
yeah.
Well, shit, man. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now.
Before we get into that, what do you guys think about the Cat Williams thing? I don't think we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we
right?
didn't
No.
really. Cat Williams opened up a can of whoop ass on everybody in Hollywood.
Yeah, he went in.
And he went off on the likes of Kevin Hart. He went off on, but here's the thing that trips me out. I keep saying this about the Cat Williams thing. All these motherfuckers, because a bunch of them are rebuttaling, right? Like Kevin Hart came out, fucking. I think Ludacris.
None
did a
of them
rap
said
song.
shit though.
No, but nobody said he's lying. Bro.
Yeah.
Everyone just made an argument of like, come on, bro.
Ludacris kind of did say he was lying. That was the only person that I saw.
But he made
actually,
a rap song.
Yeah.
And it's the best rap song he's made in like a decade.
That's the craziest thing.
So it's like,
Was it actually good?
yeah, it was a good verse. You know what I mean? But it was just like, that's it. You're not gonna be like in full denial. You're gonna just be like, yeah, nah, bro, come on,
Dude, he
no
came out
Illuminati here, and I still got my sideburns. Like, okay, bro, but you're not responding.
How did he come out with that song so quick?
he just
It's not
was
a
in the
song,
studio.
It's just a verse.
He was in the
Oh,
studio
yeah.
rapping the verse.
Yeah, it's just a verse, and he's a lyricist. He's got the ability, I'm sure, to just on the spot spit it. You know.
What I want to talk about is how many views he got on YouTube. It's pretty crazy.
So I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on the Cat Williams thing, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, he's exposing them all. A lot of other people are like, he's a plant.
Yeah.
He's a plant. Like everything,
damn it.
there's distractions everywhere.
Mm.
It's just like everywhere you look right now, distraction. Well, all this stuff's going on with Epstein. No media coverage on any of it unless you're online, like on a social media page. Otherwise, like news media, they're not covering nothing. They're all just fucking Trump raging right now.
Yeah.
It's weird.
43 million.
40, almost 44 million views in 8 days.
And like, when did Shannon Sharp become the guy that everyone wants to go give all their
Isn't that
fucking
crazy?
info to? And like, it's just weird. Like these motherfuckers popping up with podcasts and just overnight they're like, everyone wants to be on their show. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it almost looks like, you know, how we keep saying it's all one big movie and it's all big orchestration of, you know, false information, false flagging, distractions, all this different stuff going on. Well, fuck, man, I think just this last week alone, we saw more than a handful of things that have me in a whirlwind of
No shit.
conspiracy and what the fuck is going on, and you know what I mean. And it's bigger than just like something political or something, you know, about war or any. I mean, it's everything that you can imagine is happening right now.
Right.
Literally everything that you can imagine wrong or bad is happening.
Yeah.
The exposing of tunnels, underground tunnels, like all these things that were conspiracy theories in 2020, bro, when we were all fucking crazy because we were saying that there's underground tunnels in New York that they're using for human trafficking, and was like, bullshit. Well, looks like it wasn't.
Yeah, and it's
but
weird.
just like everything else that's come out, it turns out it's not all bullshit, bro.
Right. It's weird, and it's weird like with those tunnels too. It's they try to cover it up so quick.
Yeah.
They like went in there and it was like filling it with concrete, and then they said that it was because the buildings were collapsing.
The structure wasn't
like
stable.
when they went down there and they knocked out a bunch of walls. They said that the structure was going to collapse, so they had to fill it in with concrete. As they're like taking out all these fucking stained mattresses, like what the fuck?
And high chairs and baby, you know, shit. And people were like, "Oh, well, it's a fucking storage area."
Yeah,
fuck yeah, bro. That you only store fucking baby high chairs and fucking stained mattresses in.
But this has been going on for a long time. I remember.
So to this point too of what we're talking, because this is happening at like a synagogue,
yeah,
right? So this is the Jewish community, you know, the same community that Kanye got canceled for coming out on and exposing, and it looks like now they only canceled him because he was speaking truth, bro.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Which is crazy, and now the rest of the world's on board that the Jews are bad because they're all apparently siding with Hamas. So I don't know. The world is just filled with stupid, confused fucking human beings right now that are just fucking all in groupthink and don't want to be like exiled from their circle of friends. So they're like, yeah, that part.
Just
like,
yelling about the next crazy thing, you know?
Yeah, like this. So, but here's the thing. All this stuff here, this is why I feel like distractions, guys. Everything that's coming out, no one's doing nothing about it.
No, I know.
They're just like information.
Yeah.
Here's some more information. It's like, cool. So what's going to be the end result? Nothing. There's no pursuing why they had this, what was going on down there, why these guys are freaking out over their storage unit, supposedly, that's being fucking ransacked by the police right now, right? Why they're coming out from underground out of fucking sewage fucking, you know, passageways and shit on those streets. It's like, what is up, bro? That's not just like some suspicious ass, like, oh, hey, they had fucking an underground fucking hideout.
So, I mean, this is Reddit, but they're just talking about how they built the tunnels so that the Hasidic Jews could get to their services, basically, during lockdowns.
Yeah. Sure.
A likely story.
Yeah, you know, because that's what people were fucking doing.
Yeah.
They're illegally building underground tunnels so they can get to church faster. You know, the very place that tells you not to lie, cheat, and steal and all that good stuff. You're just like sneaking around, breaking the law so you can get to church faster.
Building a tunnel under multiple places.
But then, okay, what does the stained mattresses serve?
You know, what do tunnels turn into, though, I guess, you know?
I mean, like, yeah, what does all this serve? Like, if that's the case, it's just so we can hurry up and get there. It's like, what the fuck? It's the same distance underground that it is above ground.
Well, it was during lockdowns. They couldn't go outside.
Oh, God. No.
Well, I heard that they were building these within the last 6 months, though.
Yeah. There was a guy on Twitter who was like posting some shit, and now it's come out. Everyone's reposting him because he was like, he kept saying, I swear there's people speaking
that was
Jiddish or whatever down, underneath my building. The problem is there's no basement level to my building, but I'm hearing them. It sounds like they're digging. Yeah. And people like were wronging him. This was years ago.
He was tweeting it out.
Yeah, he was tweeting it, and people were like, oh, you're weird and you're fucking crazy. Yeah. Well, now he reposted them and was just like, people owe me an apology because it came out that
they were
that
down
synagogue
there.
is where he lived.
Yeah, right next to it. Yeah,
right next to it.
They were down there.
So he was right. He was hearing
but
this shit
this was
several years ago.
This was after the lockdowns, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So to say that they were doing that because of the lockdowns, I think it's a bullshit after lockdown.
Yeah. I mean, but who are we blaming? That's what I don't get, I guess. What are you guys trying to say that the tunnels are?
I think that they were trafficking children.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I do.
The Jewish people?
Well, they were in on it.
Why not the Jewish people?
I mean, they would have to be involved somehow. Obviously,
dude, there's evil people in all religions.
Yeah,
but
what we're learning is that potentially, and now this gets really sketchy because this is like saying the police are all racist or all blacks are criminals and thugs and gangsters. We have to be very careful when we say this, but there is a very dominant force within the Jewish community and powers and controllers of the world that we have to pay attention. I mean, the Jewish people, you know, or people within the Jewish community, I should say, own fucking everything, bro.
Right.
And in all these conspiracy theories, like where things are being, you know, like the Illuminati and, you know, people selling their souls, all of these things that people are tying in these businesses and these record labels, bro, there's a Jew at the top of all of them calling all the shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then in some cases where we're like, oh, it's a white dude, we're finding out, no, that motherfucker's not even white. He's actually Jewish. He's just never openly admitted being Jewish. And so like we're seeing a bunch of weird shit like that too. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of it anymore. I just know that things are getting really bad.
Well, at the very least, it kind of opens your mind to think that there could be more than, you know, one place where they have underground tunnels.
Yeah. Well, we know that there is. If you're a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. I mean,
but apparently you got to wait years for them to discover it. So there's a big theory around all this. And I don't know if you guys watched the video that I sent you on Twitter. It was like a 2-part video.
I did.
But it's like basically they're what they're saying is, and this does go back to QAnon bullshit, but what they're saying is that this was said a long time ago that things had to be done a certain way because if we would have exposed it back then, the people wouldn't have understood it. And they were hating Trump so bad they would have rebelled. Now they're saying it's happening in a manner where people were being exposed to it by it being discovered factually instead of it just being a big fucking conspiracy theory that everyone's checked the port. Yeah. So like they're saying it's being shown to the people in a way that makes it believable. So the people are able to discover it. It's not just like someone said, oh, I have this theory that there's these underground tunnels, you know, and they're trafficking kids and it's happening in LA, it's happening in Denver, it's happening in New York, it's happening in Chicago. There's false rooms in every fucking hotel and then they're all connected to the Marriott. And, you know, like if we would just expose all that and just be like, that's the way it is. And now we're going to arrest all these criminal motherfuckers who are murdering and killing kids. And the information we got on the Clintons from Anthony Weiner's fucking laptop and all, like if that shit would have just all been thrown on the table, we would have gone mad. Right. And people wouldn't have taken it well or been receptive at all to it. Yeah. Where now, over the last several years, it's been exposed one item at a time. And they're saying that this was all part of the plan and that this is what Trump was brought in to do and that he's actually giving control to the military and all this. I don't know how much of that stuff I believe.
That's where they lose me.
Yeah, because the military is complicit still. Yeah.
Well, they say that you know, the plan all along was to give control to the military and the military is in charge right now.
But he did do those executive orders that would make that true.
No, that was brought up. I remember Mike Lindell had brought that to the White House, and he said that you can use executive action, whatever, to have the military take control. But that's not something that he did though, because I think that if he would have relinquished control to the military, that would have caused a civil war.
Maybe that's why they did it down on the down low, like they said. I don't know. It's so hard to say what's what. You know, we can speculate all day, but we don't know shit.
I believe
we don't know shit.
When that QAnon stuff came out, there was a lot of stuff that I didn't believe, but there was also a lot of stuff that I did believe.
Right.
I thought there was a lot of good shit that came out of it, and one of it was people to start paying attention to human trafficking of children, because that is a huge problem, and it has been for a really long time. Yeah. Now we definitely know that for sure.
It's factual.
But what people, you know, when that documentary came out about Pizzagate and stuff, and people started researching Pizzagate and child trafficking, and now it seems like more and more people are starting to pay attention, which is a good thing. The more eyes that are, you know,
but it's like that's what they wanted, is what I'm trying to say. They wanted people to learn for themselves.
For sure.
It was like the only way that you could deliver it to the American people was to say, just find out for yourself. Yeah. Instead of being like, hey, you're never going to believe this, but there's some devil worshiping alien fucking, lizard people who live underground that eat babies and worship them and drink their blood. Like and guess what? They're like presidential people and political leaders. And
what do you think of Frazzle Drip?
I think there's some.
Did you look for it?
Yeah, I've looked.
Did you look for it,
bro? The video, no. But
you're not supposed to,
right? No, that's what they're saying because it's like CP and all. You can get busted for it. But that's what they're saying was on Anthony Weiner's laptop. He had a file on there that said life insurance. When they busted him for trying to hook up and sending his dick pics to this 15-year-old girl, the FBI confiscated his laptop. His wife is a 20-year-long personal assistant to Hillary Clinton.
Human Abedin.
Yeah, and so. He had a file on his laptop, they're saying, which now they say like 9 of those cops in New York who saw this are all dead. Supposedly. Some suicided, some mysteriously died. Yep. But supposedly they seen this video on his laptop and it's been...
Are you sure you want to say?
Yeah, I do. It's been sent securely to other sources and like someone has it and they say they can expose it and they're going to soon, but that we aren't ready to understand what's really going on. But like apparently Hillary Clinton and this Huma chick who is Anthony Weiner's wife, are on video sacrificing a baby.
No, it was a girl. It was a young girl.
Or a young girl.
She was tied to a tree.
But they say that the Frazzle Drip is they peel they skin their face off.
Yeah,
and then they put it on their face.
They cut her face off and then put it on their face and scared the shit out of this girl.
Yeah, because they live off fear or whatever.
Well, no, fear heightens the adrenochrome.
It secretes from your adrenaline glands, which is a real thing.
Yeah.
But it secretes from your adrenaline gland, and then they would, catch the blood and whatever and drink it. I guess it's supposed to be like.
Well, they would supposedly extract it through the pineal gland once they've heightened the fear factor in them. It makes it a certain makeup.
Yeah.
That then
so
they
what's
can
Frazzle Drip then? I don't know.
That's what they call that.
That's just what the video is called, Frazzle Drip.
Yeah, but that's like the procedure in which they cut the face off and they create the fear factor because they have to scare the kid before they kill him to get their blood to do some crazy shit that creates adrenochrome, which is like how they keep their youth. Right, so it's like what they say, House Hollywood, but now you hear all these things and you want to be like, yeah, this is a fucking crazy conspiracy because it is. It's fucking absurd, crazy, right? Yeah. Like we'd have to, if that was the case, that would make these people like actually demonic, bro.
See, I would if I first heard that, I'd be like, dude, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But then you.
But then you see the video of like Steve Harvey when that lady was giving him that cream and he was like, oh yeah, Oprah loves this stuff. And he's just like, yeah, and it's all red. And he's like, why is it red? And he's rubbing it in his hand. And she's like, oh, that's made out of baby foreskin.
Yeah. Well, Sandra Bullock said that too.
Yeah, and Sandra Bullock says she puts that stuff on her face too for youth, serum and all that.
I would have thought you guys are fucking nuts if they're not doing any type of rituals like that.
Right.
But if you guys would have listened to me and watched those 2 Alex Jones podcasts, you would have known that he broke into a ritual back in
he infiltrated
like the 80s and 90s. He infiltrated a ritual where they were dressed in robes and then worshiping the
Baphomet,
the owl god Moloch or whatever his name is, and they had a child euphony. Is that how you say it?
I think
it was like a little bundle of sticks that was made to be a child.
Yeah.
And they were chanting and doing all this shit. And prominent people have been known to go to those rituals, right? And so he was he had it on video, so you can go and watch it. But he was like sitting in the woods recording him, and it's fucking wild shit.
That is crazy.
And that was back in the 80s or 90s, so it was a long time ago.
Maybe that's why he's so bad shit when he says things now.
He's just been saying
it for so long.
It's weird that so the fact that they say they have this on Hillary Clinton,
they don't release it,
but they say it's bad, bro. Like the cops who saw it, like these cops have seen crazy murders and crimes and all this stuff.
Yeah,
they got sick, were like puking, passing out, fainting. Like it was so fucking horrendous. Supposedly, allegedly, right? I don't know if there's any truth. I'm not even going to say that's factual.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of weird evidence that would lead you to believe there might be some truth to that.
You are right, though. It's like, why would you hold on to that? Why would you fucking release that right away?
Yeah.
But I think that their explanation makes sense to me.
Or why not?
People would go crazy, bro. If you thought the Obamas and Hillary Clinton or the Clintons in general were all a part of some satanic baby sacrificing, child molestation, pedophilia ring, you would, I mean, I even halfway go, what the fuck? That's absurd. That would be like a legit movie. But now they're showing us aliens and shit, right? And I screenshotted a bunch of pictures this week, man, because I really wanted to get into a bunch of headlines before we, spend too much time on one subject. Because there's this, I don't remember where this is from, but someone posted this when they were talking about all the underground tunnels and all that stuff. And we, there's this conspiracy, and I don't believe in this one at all yet, but I'm starting to think it's feasible because they're showing us aliens and shit, that there's like shapeshifters or lizard people here. And I have this like thought process I go through when I'm like, how could any of this be real? How could like the Clintons and all these people? And then after watching that documentary we're going to talk about, it even fucked me up even more, because now it's like, this has been going on forever though. But they sacrifice children all the time, right? And there's rumors that they eat the kids in some case scenarios, or they just torture them and do all these things to them, right? So all the artwork we're seeing all over the world, the satanic, artwork that's going up in the monuments and the statues, and, the shit that's in the Denver airport. So I don't remember if this is from the Denver airport, but someone posted this alongside of the Jewish synagogue tunnel discovery. And they're saying this makes a lot more sense now.
Oh, that's crazy.
Where is that?
I have to do more research, but I want to say it's at the Denver airport or something.
That's
Dude,
wild.
If that was at the Denver airport, it'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with
Why
you
the
guys?
fuck would they?
But there's
put
shit
that?
at the Denver airport that people are saying, what the fuck?
Yeah, but that,
and there's no answers.
So that
like,
is a little
The reason
extreme.
why I say that is because this looks like it. We'll look it up and find out right now. You should actually look that up, D. It's a, I want to say it's a lizard or an alligator pulling a baby down into the sewer, but it's an artwork that's on public display somewhere in a building that it's like, why is this here?
Yeah, that's very strange.
So things like this get me going, and I start thinking like, what if this alien theory is fucking actually real?
Yeah.
Right? And they have already taken form of former political leaders like Hillary and all these people, and now they're just living out their will. They're being these evil, satanic people, because this goes back.
Wait a minute.
really
Are you
far.
saying that Hillary is a lizard person?
I'm saying I can speculate that based on the information I know.
Tribute to New York City's sewer alligator. So they used to think that alligators were in the sewers of New York. I know that there was
that was like a cover story for
a reptile
abducting
statue
children.
sparked Hillary Clinton. It is in his one dumb conspiracy column from Web Crawler. Michael debunks a conspiracy theory about Hillary Clinton and a
But
reptile.
who are these people
statue.
but here's the thing: how are they debunking them? By just saying that's not true?
Well, they said that they debunked the Pizzagate, and then it turns out the guy that debunked it was a pedophile. Did you guys know that?
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
I wonder where
They're
it
all
is.
fucking
Was it built
pedophiles
last
that are
week in the
coming
heart
in.
of the city in New York City.
A new sculpture.
that's a
What does
different
that say?
one. That's not it.
That's not it. Maybe that's what they were referring to. Oh yeah, that doesn't look like anything we were.
It's just a crock of shit. You know what I mean? And,
Click on that
but
second
why
one.
does it depict a baby, bro? And here's the other thing. You want to know what's even crazier? Look at the baby's head is a money bag.
Hold on,
with a dollar sign on it.
This.
That's human trafficking, bro. That's pedophilia.
Oh yeah. That's a good point.
That's symbolism.
That is a good point.
In 1935, an alligator crawled out of a manhole in Harlem and was promptly beaten to death. February 9th is officially Alligators in the Sewer Day in Manhattan. Unfortunate gator remained unheralded in New York City until 2001, when artist Tom Ortness incorporated into his life underground sculptures, which are scattered throughout the subway platforms at 8th Avenue and 14th Street.
Yeah, that just doesn't explain the money head.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all speculation.
Its jaws are clamped onto a tiny business-suited man with a money bag for a head. Oh, it's a business-suited man. Interesting.
Small man.
Yeah.
It'd be alarming if it weren't so cute.
So yeah, again, speculation. I don't know. I just wanted to tie it into some shit to think about. So, but here's another thing.
Mostly of tiny people with money bags on their heads.
So here's another thing, though. This is stuff that came out and has been swept under the rug since it came out, when all the Pizzagate stuff became a thing, right? So trip out on this. Mm-hmm. Do you remember? You guys all know who John Legend is. You know his wife, Chrissy Teigen,
pedophile,
known speculation about her being a pedophile, and then after COVID, when people started exposing her old tweets from like 2009,
she deleted 60,000 tweets.
60,000 tweets, but they're all saved. You can't actually delete shit, right?
Yeah.
So I screenshotted a bunch because I want to read some, because how does stuff like this just get swept under the rug? Right. This is why I say, like, I'm so into being a conspiracy theorist, because I think that's a bullshit name for people who are just aware of what the fuck is going on.
That term was created by the CIA.
Right. But I like saying it because it's just like, I get it. Like, there's weird shit that we could potentially fall for. And I think they are
for sure
infiltrating information to make us look stupid when we say things like, oh, lizard people might be real. But God damn it, we thought that about aliens, and now those might be fucking real.
Yeah, those motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Are real.
So lizard people might be fucking real. If you can't say aliens exist and completely dispute the fact that a fucking shape-shifting lizard person could exist, bro. Let's just be real here, right? So I'm open-minded is what I'm saying. But these are some of Chrissy Teigen's tweets, bro. And we're talking 2009-ish, okay? So I'm gonna just read them off in order that they're listed. They're not in any particular order. So it says, I'm about to Anthony Weiner this kid. Okay, what did he get busted for?
Yeah. Pedophile.
Okay. Another tweet. I now know what parents go through when they are forced to tie their kids up. Accidentally went to the children's aquarium looking pretty pedo bearish cruising the parking lot. Or seeing little girls do the splits half naked is just, I want to put myself in jail. # toddlers and tiaras.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Here's another one. These are nuts, bro. I just saw a baby that looked like a porn star, like trashy, do anything porn star. Is this wrong to think?
Yeah.
Water slide that goes through a shark tank, ? F yeah, time to get my pedo on. # solo rider.
The fuck does that even mean?
It means she's a fucking pedophile, bro. And that some of this conspiracy theories of these elite people that go after children and abuse them, they're real, bro. In fact, when we get to this discussion about that fucking documentary, we're going to realize how fucking real this shit is, bro, and how much they cover it up. Skinny pedos drink Pedolite. Let's see. Here's some more. This bitch she's a pedophile, bro, which means John Legend must be.
Oh, for sure he's in on that.
Seeing little girls do the splits half naked is just, I read that one. I'm going to jail over pizza. Okay, pizza is girls when it comes to pedophilia, and hot dogs are boys in their code talk that was documented at the CIA as being their code language. Okay. It always weirds me out how strong little toddlers' tummies can look, and I am aware of how absolutely disturbing that sounds. A belly and a shirt with a small sexy toddler on it saying #1, duh. That was her response to another dude, Chad Kramer, saying, what does a guy wear to a toddlers and tiaras party? And then she said, and this is 2014, she said, I want pizza, real big. Then another one she said in 2014, Brad Pitt just handed us pizza. I woke up this morning with a pizza on my chest and ranch dressing all over me. So if you think I'm too good for this, you are sadly mistaken. And then she retweeted a secret naked hobos tweet that says, pedophiles delight, toddlers and tiaras *4, Don's fake boobs and butt. This bitch is crazy. That's just, bro, that was just like 15 of the 60,000 tweets she deleted when people started resharing her shit in 2020.
60,000
because they were forever, before anyone even had a slight inclination that there was a conspiracy around elites and pedophilia and sacrificing children and satanic rituals. These motherfuckers were dropping innuendos and hints and stuff freely because it's part of what they do. It's like a serial killer who loves to call the police and go visit the scene of the crime and stuff, right? Yeah. They can't resist that urge, bro. It's like one of the curses of being a dark, evil person, I think. But you don't get to just do and have all the shit, delete it and never speak of it again and think that people just have to still think you're a great celebrity.
Yeah, right.
It's insane, bro. It's insane that we overlook things like this, which brings me to my next point, because let's go over a few of these headlines that I have real quick. We'll just have a quick discussion on them, and then we'll move on to the big story, which is this documentary that you had us watch. Because I want to have somewhat of some structure, so I thought this would be a cool way to do it.
Shoot it.
Yeah. So I'll start from the bottom and work my way up because I don't have too many of them out the gate. But the first one was where they were talking about the tunnels, which we already went over at the synagogue. Yep. They showed video footage of it. They talked about the cop who discovered it and things of that nature, and they had all the stained mattresses and whatnot. Off the subject, onto a different subject. There's another one, the Golden Globes. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I think I shared it with you. About it's this Asian actor and this black actress who are mocking white people.
I don't think I saw that.
So it's a video. I'll put it in the edit when I do it, but I'm gonna play it here so you guys can actually hear what the fuck they're saying because it's fucking crazy.
And I recently had the privilege of playing Barbie and Ken in the Barbie movie, which is pretty impactful for people who look like us.
Yeah, we may not have been what first popped up in people's minds when they thought of Barbie or Ken, but that's changed, and we're hoping to continue to push the boundaries of the roles we can play.
By that, of course, we mean white people roles.
Oh my God, I'd love to play white people roles.
No, me too. White people roles are the best. I mean, an alcoholic, divorced, single father fighting for custody.
Oh yeah, an alcoholic housewife whose husband's affair drives her deeper into alcohol.
How about this? An alcoholic school teacher who must put their love of alcohol aside to inspire their class of inner city youths. White people roles. White people roles.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, first of all,
was that their attempt at humor?
Yes, but here's the thing. This is at the Golden Globes, bro, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this agenda against white race and all the white people in Hollywood and politics that are just sitting by going, yep, fucking white people are bad.
Yeah, that's
what, like, if I'm sorry, man, but that's almost as ignorant as white people telling black people they're oppressed.
Yeah.
And that they're sorry.
Well, it'd just be the same thing as in, like, I want to do a black person role.
Right.
It's like they're stereotype movies for black people that black people play just like white people.
What we've grown addicted to in society, bro, is calling something out for being bad by doing the very thing that we're calling out.
Yeah.
But because it's an opposition, it's supposed to make it right. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've always grown up thinking like 2 wrongs don't make a right. But yet, since 2020, our government and Hollywood, all the people that are influencers to the rest of civilization have been 100% groupthink and opposite of what they're offended by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they don't like fucking racism for black people anymore, it's time to be racist against white people. It's just like, well, wait a minute. That's dude. Not all white people are racist.
No, it's just it's their agenda to try to continue to the further divide of the American people. That is 100% what Hollywood's destined to do.
But that's the thing. That's what movies are, though. They're spot on. But it's the same thing with like.
But they're
movies.
mocking it, right? It's different if you just make a comedy, sketch about it. That's all good. But this isn't really comedy.
Yeah,
these motherfuckers aren't even comedians. Right?
Yeah.
They're literally trying to paint a picture because they want the youth, bro. I'm telling you, they're attacking the youth. This isn't for us.
Yeah.
Where they know we're gonna see this and be like, come the fuck on. But the youth.
Yeah, the
youth will see this and
you
be
know
like,
what? They're right. White people are bad.
Here's the worst part. It's gonna be the black group of people that are gonna be like, yeah, fucking white man, everything is wrong and fuck whites and like. This is what they're instilling in their brains, and they want the white kids to agree that they are bad because of the color of their fucking skin, because you can control all those fucking people who think like that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone has the same thought process when we are gone or no longer relevant in this world and they are the new adults, those motherfuckers are going to be easily tricked because they all have the same thought process. They're going to be like, hey, we have a solution for that one thing you all see eye to eye on, so you should all agree to this. And they're going to be like, yep.
Right.
So I don't know. I think that part's crazy, but I just want to point out all the crazy shit that's going on right now. Another one is the Madison High School in New York, I believe, or Manhattan, where they kicked a bunch of kids out recently and put them on permanent distance learning.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that they can move in all the immigrants that are flooding the streets.
Right.
What the fuck,
so
bro?
Apparently they claimed it was because of the snowstorm, I guess, or some sort of storm.
They're having really bad.
It has nothing to do with the fact they shouldn't have been here in the first place, right? It's because of the
shouldn't have been there in the first place.
No. Fucking bullshit, bro.
But now, you know, I'm speaking hypothetically, but now my kid has to suffer the consequence because all these illegals that are coming in. So now my kid has to learn from a computer.
It's not even just your kid; it's yourself too, because you have to be home then to watch your kid.
But all the people like us, all the conspiracy theorists, bro, have been saying this for a long time. When they were pushing the Black Lives Matter agenda on everyone, people were literally saying, you watch as they bring in all these illegal immigrants and all these refugees into our nation. And I'm not saying refugees don't belong here, but the way that they're doing it right now, bro, is very intentionally trying to overcrowd and overpopulate our areas. And they have a bunch of shit, right? But they said, watch, black people, you fucking watch. Because the very next thing they're going to do while they're gaslighting you is they're going to then say, hey, you relate to all these immigrants and these people, right? Give them a home. Let them come into your homes. Let them stay. There's states right now that are urging the communities to say, welcome these people into your home.
Yeah.
Could be crazy.
Help them. Welcome in. Like, what? How about no? How about none of these motherfuckers should even be here?
I don't even want my own mom or dad to come stay at my house.
10 million. All 10 million of these fucking people. But here's the problem, bro. I promise you these I hate fucking identifying it this way, but it's so accurate. All the green and pink haired motherfuckers would do it.
Oh yeah.
They would do it for the sake of virtue signaling.
I don't know,
bro. Okay, maybe not all of them, but a good fucking portion of these people.
It would be so tough, though, because they're so scared and so weary of
that's why they do it.
But
that's why they kiss black people's feet and say sorry because they're scared.
The fact that they would have to make contact with these people day in and day out, I don't think they would do it. Those people don't have social abilities.
Bro, I think they would be very selective about who they choose to do it. Yeah. But they would all pick one so that they could be like, look at me.
Oh yeah, I mean it would definitely be a thing.
I'm included.
I'm helping.
I'm a good person, you know what I mean? And you're a fucking piece of shit for not doing it, John.
Hey, but listen,
you're a bigot.
That's what makes them feel like their life is worth something.
Well, I know, but my point is that's how they're tricking these fucking people.
That's true.
That's how they're tricking them,
dude. They would invite him into their house and then
get robbed
or beat or something horrible, and then they'd be like. They'd be like,
let's get these people out of here.
They would be like, it wasn't their fault. They grew up in those circumstances.
Here's another one that kind of spins off of this because of the ignorance of society and the things that's going on. Did you hear the one about the air traffic controller?
Mm-mm.
So there was just an incident where an air traffic
DEI?
The DEI shit, yeah. So there's this air traffic controller that was basically arguing with a 15-year veteran pilot.
The one that ejected?
No, he was coming in and he said, I have a short approach landing that I'm doing, and he gave his fucking flight number and all that.
That's my for a short approach if you're going to do a power off 180. That's my point.
Well, okay. I will remember that from now on. No problem.
Yeah, when you ask for a short approach, I expect you to turn your base and beam the numbers.
All right, this will be a full stop for 65 Charlie, and maybe we need to talk about that some more because you're the first controller in 15 years that's ever said that.
Well, I'm just, if you ask for a short approach is when you turn your base and beam the numbers. If I know you're a student asking for a short approach, I know you're out there practicing and you probably will extend. But if you're doing something other than a short approach, don't ask for a short approach.
Well, I will definitely look up the definition of short approach because I've never seen where it says you turn base and beam the numbers because I don't see how you could possibly do that.
Well, I Googled it, actually. I Googled short approach, and it said to turn your base a beam or before the numbers, and you will land probably touchdown around midfield.
Okay, well, then I apologize for requesting the wrong thing because everywhere else, short approach means power off 180, but that's definitely not what it means here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because I've worked at different airports. I don't know. But just ask for a short approach if you're going to do a power off 180. That's my point.
Well, okay.
She Googled it, bro.
Holy shit.
It's her job. She is supposed to be the best qualified motherfucking person for the job. And she's telling a 15-year veteran, you have to do it this way, motherfucker. I Googled it and Google told me. That'd be as ignorant as me being like, all right, bitch, well, I'm older than Google, so I know more.
Yeah.
Which is true. Like, I'm older than Google, but I don't know more than Google, right? Yeah. But it's like shit like that. Like, this is what we're running into because, again, these people are being tricked. They're being tricked to believe they deserve opportunity. Instead of that opportunity should be earned.
The craziest one is pilots. Is airline pilots. That's the scariest fucking one.
Bro. It makes people not want to get on the airplane again. Like Alaska Airlines just did this big tribute to gays in the airport and made an airplane look like a fucking rainbow, fucking all the shit. And they're dancing and singing inside of an airport at the Alaska Airlines counter with fucking LGBTQ shit all over. But the majority of the people in this video are trannies.
Weird.
But what the fuck, as an airline, are you gaslighting? Are you saying gay people don't have the same privilege to travel, and so now you're highlighting that they can travel with them?
Towards the airline, the guy behind the desk that was
No, that was Delta.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And that guy was in the fucking right.
Yeah,
bro.
for sure. Did you guys see that hole that fucking burst out of that plane?
Oh, yes. That's another one that was on my list, bro.
DEI fucking hire whoever put that plane together.
I hope I
Just
see
fell.
that.
No,
I didn't say
see
it
at all.
So there's a video, bro. There's a video, and it is another DEI thing because this video shows all these women coming out, and they're all part of the manufacturing company that built that fucking door, and they're doing a TikTok dance.
Yeah, it was on Boeing.
And everyone's like, this is the group of people responsible for building the door that got ripped off the fucking airplane the other day.
Yeah.
And it was all these older, middle-aged women doing a fucking TikTok dance in their manufacturing warehouse or whatever.
That's wild.
So, but again, we're putting these people in place just because they're black or they're tranny, because our government is gaslighting right now, bro.
Yeah, but also Boeing just has found any way to not spend money, just like any other company.
For sure. They're probably cutting costs.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
Hey, type in DEI, DEI going down in 2024 or something like that. I heard that they're actually going away from DEI because
some companies are.
It's failing.
Some
so
companies
bad.
are.
You guys steady and projected to double. Oh shit.
And the Forbes is part of the agenda though too. They're a fraud.
DEI efforts are under siege after a DEI hiring spree that began in the late 20 days suggests some businesses are now in fact reversing course on their efforts.
That's a lot of companies.
Some businesses though is what's doing it. But so yeah, it's just crazy, man. And we're just all considered conspiracy theorists about all these things that we say this is wrong. It's like it's no longer okay or safe to defend the country,
imagine hiring an airline pilot just because he's a different color skin.
Or imagine hiring a bodybuilding coach because he feels he deserves an opportunity. He's never bodybuilded before, but he's a black tranny.
Yeah.
And there's no black transvestite fucking bodybuilding prep coaches. So you should fucking hire this guy as your bodybuilding prep coach or you're
Did you see that Mark Cuban was trying to defend that on Twitter or X? Oh my God. He was getting destroyed though.
He's getting destroyed too, though.
Elon said, well, why don't you have like a 4'5" Asian playing for the Mavericks then if you're so into it?
if that's really what it's about, bring in a little midget motherfucker and let him be on your team because it's not fair. But they won't do that and they won't defend that argument either. They'll just ignore it, bro, because that's what all these people do. Another one, just to jump around. Hunter Biden went in today to the hearings, the proceedings that were going on. I think it was today.
It was today.
Yeah, at Congress, right?
Yep.
He went in, sat down, and then stormed out after the first person spoke. So once, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Why started did you do leaving that? When Marjorie Taylor Greene started talking.
But here's the caveat. He's filming a documentary. He went there for his Netflix documentary, and there's video footage showing this camera here, right? And everyone's like, that is a Netflix specific fucking camera. It's a spec camera for Netflix.
Oh my God.
And he's filming a documentary.
What a piece of shit.
And the directors were there with him, the two guys sitting next to him, pretending to be his lawyers or whatever, or they're lawyers who are directing this or some shit. So everyone's now saying that motherfucker simply showed up for his documentary
to make money,
to make some kind of a scene where he shows himself present, then fucking dips out and walks out on them in the middle. He was there for less than 5 minutes, bro. 5 minutes. Dude. And there was a bunch of cameras that were in the circle, and even the congressmen were like, you can't have cameras in the circle, because they were all just taking pictures of him. He just showed up for some fucking camera time, bro, for his documentary that he's being paid to make, and then dipped out.
What a piece of shit.
If Netflix actually is involved in that,
for what he's done, bro.
Netflix is so scandalous, like with some of the stuff they do, like the little girl gymnastics thing that was on there, that was crazy.
Bro,
like I mean, obviously free speech, but Dave Chappelle's things that they kept up, but they kept all this stuff up. So it's just interesting.
So here's another one. I don't know. I don't know too much about this one. I saw it and I thought it was interesting because we've talked about Jim Carrey and how he's been trying to expose Illuminati. Well, there's a lot of fucking people out there in the conspiracy world that are like, nah, he's one of them, and this is all a charade and it's a big act. So this dude made this post on Instagram, or excuse me, on X, and it's a picture of what's that Ick guys? David Ick, or whatever his name is. So it's a picture of him and Jim Carrey together. It's super long. I'm not going to read it all, but I'm just going to give you kind of the brief part of this. So it says, and what do we have here? And it's a picture of Jim Carrey and David Ick. And it says, not the I've been to Jeffrey Epstein Island Jim Carrey. Not the Jim Carrey that Catriona White, that gave Catriona White an STD. Not the man on the moon Masonic symbolism Jim Carrey. Not the I visited Haiti with help from the UN Jim Carrey. Not the I deleted my entire Twitter profile to avoid questions about my visit to Jeffrey Epstein's island Jim Carrey. Not the I like to dress up as Baphomet on an SNL skit Jim Carrey. Not the I'm going to see Vincent B. tour for leaking the Jeffrey Epstein logs Jim Carrey. Not the I own property in the pedo capital Muskoka in Ontario, Canada, along with Tom Hanks and the Clintons, Jim Carrey. Not the I visited Fiji Island with Celine Dion, Bill Gates on a retreat, Jim Carrey. Not the I was banned from Russia along with Murray Brewster and Margaret Atwood, Jim Carrey. Not the I replaced Martin Scorsese as a satanic high priest in the LA group, Jim Carrey. Not the Isaac Cappy also exposing a satanic high priest, Jim Carrey. And not the I will call Isaac Cappy and beg him for 5 hours to get in touch with Q out of fear he is going to Gitmo, Jim Carrey. All of these are coincidences, right? All of this can't be true because Jim Carrey exposes the Illuminati on Jimmy Kimmel, right? All of this can't be true because Jim Carrey spoke about the vaccines on Larry King, right? All of this can't be suspicious because Jim Carrey is playing Joe Biden in a mask, right? And that's where I'll stop because it's super extensive from there. But it threw me for a loop because I didn't know half of the shit about Jim Carrey, if there's any truth to it. I haven't done research on this. I just wanted to throw a little fucking mix into what we're doing because I always have argued in defense of this guy that he discovered what it's like the Donald Trump concept where he realized what was going on when he got in and then he wanted the fuck out. And that's why he walked away from Hollywood and did all these things. But this changes everything about that potential theory.
I think that he was trolling when he was on Jimmy Kimmel. He was trolling and
but he's been doing this for years.
He was trolling and mocking people that were, talking about Illuminati and stuff. Yeah. He was trolling them. So that it could be him running scared for sure
and trying to like put on a mask over it all. I don't know. I thought that was fucking interesting though because this.
I will say that it seemed like he just kind of went off the deep end the last like few years.
Yeah, well, it's been like the last 10 years that he went off the deep end.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
I would say like it seemed like since Trump got in basically, and then you watch some of his paintings were just like disturbing. Yeah, So I would say definitely since like 2016 for sure. Yeah, but it's very strange. It's like why did he just jump off the deep end like that?
Yeah. All right. So last three. There's a post now that's showing this guy saying I snuck a phone into a 1970s NASA and found a bunch of vintage vehicles. And it's a video that's showing tons of vehicles in NASA's parking lot that are vintage and old. And if you read the comments, everyone's trying to figure out, well, what the fuck is somewhere like, oh, it's probably just from a movie set. Or yeah, they get to keep the cars after they film movies and it's just easier to store them there for future movies. And, there's all this weird speculation. But one of the most common ones in the comments is people are saying things like, because those old cars can't be affected by EMP, they know something we don't. So that's another conspiracy that we're all aware of is that there is electromagnetic pulse weapons and things that they can use to shut down vehicles, to do all this crazy shit. Well, I'm going to show you guys the video of this and I'll post this when I edit, but this is just a shit ton.
So how did he get access to that parking lot? That's weird.
I don't know.
You snuck 2023. Yeah. There's no way you're sneaking in there.
I don't Yeah.
But do you really have to sneak into this area?
I would assume so.
Without anybody knowing?
If it's on a
I
NASA
don't think
property,
that nobody knows. You could see other people in the parking lot too.
I would assume that's probably a museum or something.
Yeah, I tried to look it up and like I did some Google searching and went through all the comments and there's nothing in there.
I bet you it's probably a NASA museum, but that's just my guess.
But that's weird that all those vehicles are parked there, windows open, fully accessible. I don't know. I thought that was strange.
It is strange.
Another one is
another one.
Our boy Dom, he posted a very interesting thing about Stephen Hawking. So
I went to the island.
So basically, what he's insinuating in this, or by posting this, is that Stephen Hawking has forever, first of all, we see how mentally incapable he actually is, and he talks via computer. He's very disoriented, but they made him the utmost prestigious, knowledgeable person about science, and then made everything he said factual because he said it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, there's no fucking way that this dude, he's just another plant that they're putting there to make us believe everything they want us to believe about space and what goes on. But basically alluding like there's no fucking way this guy, Stephen Hawking, is really one of the smartest people in the fucking world. Just look at him. It's kind of this is the point. They're like, come on, like let's be real. Plus, here's the other theory that Dom threw out there. He said this motherfucker has written more books than any motherfucker alive, and he's the slowest communicator in existence. How could he have possibly perfectly written all these books that are so prestigiously renowned in the science world as factual, but the guy can't fucking write, and he can barely talk fast enough? But he's written more books than like I don't know if it was written in here or it's
imagine that like he's like typing everything and you're just like, I went to the and you have to like
right.
Like
but he's done. I don't know what the number was, man. But he's written.
I went to the store the other day.
Yes.
You gotta go, dude. Like
he's the most capable writer ever. He confirmed the Big Bang Theory. So now we can't believe in God because the smartest dude in the world has told us that the Big Bang Theory is real, and he described a black hole. He just knows all these things.
They're saying this is how we were created,
right?
And you have to believe this,
right? And they made that guy be the epitome of the knowledge.
It wasn't.
It's like they're constantly mocking us.
It wasn't these beings that are flying these aircrafts that basically defy all logic and have said to be here a very, very long time.
So I don't know.
That are also interdimensional.
I thought that was crazy. We'll end on this one here. My last one is this was breaking news that I got on the way here. The United States and the UK military are currently conducting airstrikes against, and how do you pronounce this, Cody? You said Houthi?
The Houthis.
The Houthi targets in Yemen, with numerous large explosions being reported. And a lot of people are talking about this right now because they're saying this is a big move and potentially what's going to lead us into World War III, or heighten World War III as we know it happening already. And that it's something we're not prepared for, that this could be the very destruction of the United States.
Yeah.
But this happened on the way here tonight. Like this is going on right now as we speak. We bombed the shit out of them.
I'm not, like I told you, I'm not too worried about the Houthis. I feel like that they're, why don't you Google this? What is the size force of the Houthis? I feel like that they're just like a force like the Hamas.
Houthi.
O-U-T-I.
Yeah, something like that. Houthi rebels.
Houthi.
So, like I said, I'm not too worried about these guys. I feel like that they're in the same realm of the Hamas. Capabilities. There you go. But it is concerning. Closely resembling Iran's Rad missile. Claimed to have anti-ship ballistic missile called
doesn't seem.
So the reason why we did this is because of all the attacks on warships out in the sea right now that they're blaming them for, and
civilian ships too. So, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens though.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to find something like that pretty easily.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if we lose. Anyway, I wanted to do this primarily because, man, there is a lot of things happening. Like, they are flooding social media with events, like big drastic events, earthquakes and tsunamis and fucking power outages and alien sightings and like all the shit this week alone has been happening. They're also preparing California, telling them that due to some of the science around seismology and all that stuff in the fault lines and shit, that they're saying they should be getting ready in California for a big or potentially the big one earthquake.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That San Andreas fault.
Yeah,
we're gonna need The Rock to save the day.
Yeah, fuck. He's one of them, bro. I don't know if we got him on our side.
So before we talk about that documentary, I actually was I was watching a different one. It's called Missing 411. Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's a series of different movies and documentaries.
That's like missing information, right?
Is that what it is?
411 was the information. Back in my day,
yeah,
when you wanted information, you would call 411 on your dialed phone.
Yeah.
And it would give you the information hotline.
Oh, okay.
That's why they say, "What's the 411, my nigga?"
So, type this in, Dion. Type in missing 411.
Yemen's army has a total active strength of 66,700
That's the Yemeni
That's
army.
2001 too.
That's Yemen though. That's not Houthis.
I mean, that's still not a lot, so I wouldn't be too worried. But that's 2001. So
we'd fuck them up, dude.
What'd you say?
Type in missing 411.
The Hunting movie?
So there's two different documentaries. This first one I watched, it's about the disappearance of children, and it kind of goes it goes back all the way to missing cases of missing children since like the 1950s, and mainly from either people's houses or out in national parks, and it kind of focuses on one particular kid where it was the mom and dad and the kid's grandfather and the grandfather's friend. They were out in this park, and the kid and the parents were going to walk over to this stream to go look at fish, but the kid didn't want to go. So the parents sent him back to the campsite with the grandpa. The parents are down at the river for like maybe 10 minutes, and then they spotted some minnows. So they wanted to go back and show the kid. It was literally probably like 50. They were probably 50 yards away from the campsite. They go back to the campsite, and they're like, they asked the grandpa, where is so-and-so? And he was like, he was just right there. Kid was gone. They don't know where he went. So they had to go and call 911. The cops showed up. Eventually they had a search and rescue team, and they searched everywhere. And this went down for probably like 6 or 7 days. They tried to find this kid. There was no evidence whatsoever. There was no blood. There was no clothes. Nothing. They couldn't find anything, right? And so it kind of describes different cases like that where they just like vanish out of thin air. And there's a couple other cases where, and there's another documentary called Missing 411, The Hunted. It kind of goes over different hunters that are supposed to be like experienced outdoorsmen that end up going missing, and they can't figure out why or how did it happen. And there's just no evidence of anything. They just vanish out of thin air. And then sometimes they would find a shoe, but there's no blood on it or no animal hair, no nothing. There's no blood. They can't find anything. And when I say that they do searches, like they're in helicopters with the FLIR, forward-looking infrared, and they're scanning everywhere. They have the dogs out. They can't find no evidence about these people that are going missing.
That's crazy.
That is nuts.
So I come to a conclusion. This is my own personal theory. I think humans have been in contact with these things, and we had for many, many years. And maybe they've had a certain agreement with them that just allows them to maybe take humans every now and again. And our government would just cover it up. because they asked the National Forest Administration for a list of all the missing kids in the National Forest system.
Oh, it'd be so many.
They told them they can't get it because it would cost too much. They said it would cost $1.5 million to produce this list.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They said that there are no such lists.
And so our government's just like, yeah, that's too much money. Fuck them.
There's no such list that exists.
You'd have to, that'd be like the craziest, longest list you've ever seen in your life.
I'm just
So imagine that though.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of fucking
I'm just speculating, and it could be nothing, but it could be Bigfoot. It could be fucking aliens. I don't know, but
there would be some kind of evidence.
There's no
at some point.
That's the weird part, is that there's these people just kind of fucking vanish out of thin air, and they're gone.
Yeah,
and they can't find.
So
here's
the other thing. How far back does this date?
There was one case of back in 1950.
Okay, so you remember when I think it was Greer
Yeah.
was talking about back in the 50s that they used to use alien technology to abduct children from Africa?
No, I don't remember him saying that.
They said that there was record of them using this technology and abducting kids from, African regions and calling it alien abduction, but it was actually government use or government made fucking.
Was that on the Sean Ryan show?
Yeah, it was on one of them. I can't remember, but he said that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this shit could have been going on way back then. He says there's evidence of the government using this alien technology back in the 50s and abducting kids from Africa and shit.
The weird thing is that there was one particular hunter. He went missing, and they ended up finding his backpack, his boots that were placed like perfectly in line, and then his bow was laying there. But they couldn't find his body or nothing.
Weird.
It is weird.
Yeah,
that's why you gotta bring a gun.
He had a gun in his backpack.
Gotta keep it on you.
I understand, but I'm just saying.
Don't listen to this motherfucker, bro. He's been almost attacked by 2 bears and didn't have his gun ready to go at all.
I did. The first time I didn't. After that, though, I was ready.
Talking about readiness.
Yeah, I would have tried. I'd have fought my hardest to get to that gun.
So if you're, you won't be able to. And there's another one. It's called Missing 411 UFO Conspiracy or something like that. Yeah. But it's impossible to find. I think they honestly, I think they removed it from the internet because I've tried to watch it, and it's on Amazon Prime, but you can't watch it. It says it's not available in your location, is what they say.
Weird.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
You gotta turn on your VPN, dog.
Yeah, go to your incognito windows.
Yeah,
maybe. But yeah, so it's Missing 411, The Hunted, and Missing 411. What was the children one?
UFC. Just Missing 411, I thought.
Yeah. So, yeah, the UFO connection. There you go.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I tried to watch that one, but
watch it on Tubi.
I looked for it on Tubi. It wasn't on there.
What the?
It was The Hunted was on there, and that was it.
All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this, because we already hit hour. And we got to talk about this one in depth, because this documentary that you had us watch is called The Conspiracy of Silence. And it's the Franklin
scandal.
The Franklin scandal of 1993 or some shit.
So here's how I stumbled upon this.
Yeah.
I sent you, both of you fuckers, Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
And on there is Eddie Bravo, who's the biggest conspiracy theorist ever.
Yeah.
And he's the one that brought this up. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it one time. And then I watched it the other night, and I was like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, all the shit that they're talking about is relevant to today.
So here's my take on it, real quick take on it, is that documentary is literally showing us Epstein of the 80s.
For sure.
It's literally, this guy was a government plant, probably CIA or something. Yep. They put him out there. He was a rising star. He was a rising star, but he was filthy rich, and he was doing the whole honeypot thing.
Lawrence King Jr.?
Lawrence King, or Larry King is what they called him.
Larry King, not the white guy.
And he was like a pastor or something. He ran a church or something like that.
Boys Town.
Yeah, well, Boys Town was like the community that he lived in, and that's where he was getting, so this is really cool because
I think he was the pastor of the.
Yeah, he was like community. A pastor of a church there. Yep. and he basically trafficked children or underage kids to elite politicians, celebrities. And long story short, someone tried to make a documentary about this in the 90s and it was shut down. And I believe the guy and his son were killed in a plane crash too.
Yep.
Which they say was really suspicious because the debris of his plane crash was spread over like a quarter to a mile long. Yeah. And they said the only way that could happen is if he had a collision in air first.
Yep. And then the
FBI showed up within 24 hours and confiscated all evidence and all files on this.
He was missing his briefcase.
And his briefcase was missing, which they said should have been there. So there's all kinds of speculation, but it's like the same thing. This documentary was said to come out. Who was going to put it out? Like Warner Brothers or something?
It was set to be on Discovery Channel.
Oh, Discovery Channel.
They pulled their funding.
But they pulled their funding. But not only they didn't pull their funding. They told them not to release it, and they paid them the money they invested, wasn't it right? Like $500,000. Yeah, to whatever it cost to make it. They basically gave them that money back and said, don't release it. So again, a government cover up, right? But one of the things that got me was like, it's exactly like Epstein. The controller, Larry King, and like 3 of his lieutenants, as it was then, were all arrested, but none of the Johns.
Right.
Just like today with Epstein, right? None of the people that were the kids were trafficked to.
But hold on.
Got busted.
Yes, he got busted. Larry King got busted, but it wasn't for trafficking or anything to do with children. It was
the
$40
million scandal. Fraud. Yeah.
So he embezzled, I guess, $40 million, and that's how he got busted. Which that is what led to this big discovery of all of these child trafficking and shit like that. And they tried to the FBI got involved.
Yep.
Right.
And they were canceling their efforts everywhere that they went.
So the FBI was basically stonewalling them every chance that they got.
When they went to the police stonewalled them. Like it was just like what we're seeing happen today, but this is from the 80s, bro. Yeah. So, but they're saying that this guy was some kind of government operative that was put in place to compromise elites and political leaders and police and all the shit. And these boys, the difference is they got video footage of these boys confessing all the stuff that happened to them, how they were like raped and abused and tortured and all the shit, and it was all for drugs and all kinds of other things. And they talked about how they were with really high profile clientele.
Even in the White House.
Yeah, they went to the White House multiple times with this guy who had access to the White House whenever he wanted. They went on tours of the White House. They saw rooms within the White House that nobody even knows exist, is what they were saying.
Yeah.
Right. And like, it's the craziest shit. It's a very short document. It's like 59 minutes long, but it's really old. So like the footage is really bad.
Yeah.
And I tried to find a better version. It just doesn't exist. So I watched it the way it was. And man, it's fucked up, bro. Like
the fucked up thing is that the witnesses, when they came forward, they were set to fucking blow the lid off of this thing. Mm-hmm. You know what happened to the witnesses?
Died.
They got charged. Oh, with what did they get charged with? Perjury? Was that what it was?
There was a bunch of shit, like for lying in court or something like that. Yeah. Because they tried to get them to redact their statement.
And when the girl that was involved, she refused to redact the statement. And then there was another witness that was going to come forward and tell the truth, saying, "Hey,
he disappeared, didn't he? Or he went into hiding." Yeah.
He was going to say, "Hey, the FBI forced me to say this. That's why I redacted my statement saying that all this shit happened to me." He was set to show up in court. He never showed up. He went into hiding. So, and then they charged, the rest of the witnesses with like perjury or whatever.
But I mean, these dudes were admitting that like high profile, like politicians and big name people, elite people, were fucking them in the ass and stabbing them with hot items in their buttholes and like just burning cigarettes on them. Like you name it, they were torturing them and having sex with them and little kids as well. Like this Larry King dude loved little kids and would torture them and abuse them and rape them and do all these things. It was like fun torture for these sick fucks, which it just got me to thinking, man, how long this shit's been going on, right? And it makes you think of what truly like dark evil presence exists that is ruling this fucking planet.
Yeah.
Because you're not just talking about America when we talk about this stuff. It's happening in America, but it's also happening everywhere else, man. Just like the invasion of immigrants is happening in Europe and fucking everywhere else too.
Well, what was going on below that temple? You know,
that's the craziest thing.
That's what I mean. There's so much shit that we don't know and that they won't tell us, but we're finding out this stuff has gone on forever.
We still don't know dick about
forever, bro. We're literally talking Epstein, everything we know, everything that we've seen happen now, and all the nothing that's gotten done about it, already happened back then.
Yeah,
in the exact same fashion. The
History
controller got
repeats
arrested,
itself.
and his friends went. A few of the other people went down with him, just like today. The controller got arrested, and Ghislaine went down with him. But none of the fucking Johns have been identified, named, or convicted, or prosecuted in any way, shape, or form.
So
they're doing it again.
The head dude got 15 years in prison.
15
years in prison. The girl that was one of the witnesses got 25 years.
That's
25.
crazy.
It's a crazy documentary, bro, to see how long, like way back then. And we're talking Clinton and Bush in office then, right? Like 93 was Clinton.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Was he old?
Clinton?
Guy?
Not
no,
back then.
No. He was. I think he
Like
was
15
he was
years
a black
wouldn't have-
dude too. He was a light skinned black dude. He looked like.
Yeah.
Lawrence
nuts.
King.
Yeah.
And he was their head guy.
He was a rising star in the Republican Party.
But bro, he had a private plane. He owned multiple private jets and airliners or whatever, and he would fly kids all over the country and all over the world in these private planes that he owned, and he would flip the bill for it, and he would go and do exactly what Epstein was designed to do, which is compromise all these elite people, so that they could control them. And then when it goes down, they protect them and they defend them and they don't out them. And, the FBI and the White House, the government's all involved in
So
this
that
shit,
guy
bro.
died then?
They didn't say if he lived or died that I saw.
What's his name?
Lawrence
King.
Lawrence King Jr.
Just say Lawrence King. What is it? Something, Town Boys?
Boys Town. So Boys Town.
Boys Town.
Jesus.
Like BOYS.
Not Boise. Obituary. I saw obituary. So Boys Town was this, basically it was a community for not just boys, but there was also girls there. But they had like a church and school and housing for these kids that were less fortunate. And
look up that Wikipedia. It'll say something on him in there, I'm sure.
Franklin Child Prostitution King.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I actually...
when separate state and federal grand juries concluded that the allegations were unfounded and the ring was a carefully crafted hoax.
Yeah.
He embezzled tens of millions of dollars in 1998. Federal jury, 4.5 years. He pled guilty to assisting in embezzling for 39, sentenced to 15 years in prison. And that's it. They only talk about a few.
Led by Senator Lawrence Schmidt and Ernie Chambers acting as vice chair, numerous conspiracy theories spread after the committee was announced, claiming that the alleged abuse was a part of a widespread series of crimes, including devil worship, cannibalism, drug trafficking, and CIA arms dealing.
Interesting.
But it's all a lie.
Yeah.
It's just happening again today, but it's all a lie. Yeah. And this is just what we know about, bro.
Yeah.
If you think Jeffrey Epstein was the lone guy doing it today, you're wrong, bro. He was just one of the many that are out there doing it. I guarantee it.
I just saw obituary again. That motherfucker's dead, son.
He must be. Unless there's another Lawrence King.
Well, there's a Larry King that was on fucking NBC.
Oh, that's right. This took place in Omaha, too.
He passed away Monday, August 29th, 2022.
Oh.
Just last year.
Good riddance.
There's no way.
Oh, that's not him.
That's not him. I was going to say,
that's a
sorry
white, that's a white
sorry
dude.
about that.
No.
Right there, Omaha.
Obituary.
There,
go down. Go
not
down.
him again. What
No,
the
go back.
fuck?
Go down. Right there. 2009.
Where does it say that?
Right
Fuck,
there.
right here. Well, I don't need to click on it. That you think that's him? Lawrence E. King Sr.
Oh, that's senior though. He was a junior, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he probably became a senior if he had another junior.
Why is this so hard to find?
That's what I
this
mean.
was a
Yeah,
huge
yeah, it
fucking
shouldn't be that
scandal.
hard.
This was a huge scandal.
Larry King died Saturday at blank. Click on that Facebook one. What's that?
87? That's probably no.
Oh, that Larry
That's
King.
a real Larry King.
Yeah. So see what I mean though?
Yeah,
They're
that's
trying to
true.
fucking bury
But
that
again,
shit.
yeah, there's no way all this stuff comes out and it's just this conspiracy word that they use, bro. It fucking annoys me because everything that is true is a conspiracy theory, and that's just all they have to say to cover up their dirt.
It's a conspiracy of theories.
It was, oh yeah, like there's all the speculation about it and it's all a lie. It's just like every time someone gets close to a theory that's based on sick, evil, corrupt people that are running the planet, it gets thrown under the rug as bullshit lies. And everyone buys it, bro. But none of these people have ever come out to defend their names.
Yeah.
From Chrissy Teigen to Obama to Biden to all these people, no one's ever been like, this is not true. This is absurd. Like, if I was Clinton, I'd be like, yo, this is absolute bullshit. Like, absolute bullshit. Never in a fucking million years would you catch me fucking being a pedophile or molesting any kids. Like, yes, I did go to Jeffrey Epstein's island, but just like a lot of people, they maybe were trying to compromise me. They didn't get me. I don't know why I went 20 plus fucking times, but you know what I mean? Like, there would be something, bro, but none of these people are even speaking on the issue.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, dude.
I don't think it's fucked up. I think it's obvious.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
What? It's obvious, or it's fucked up that they would be involved in that in the first place. Boys, I gotta go. I gotta go hit the gym.
Nah, you don't get to get out like that, bro. We're having discussions.
I think we discussed.
I wanted to point out on that Soft White Underbellies YouTube, which is like the one where he interviews a bunch of people, just random people. I've actually seen him interview girls who were at the time, well, like 15, 16 years old, who were giving people massages for money, the Epstein type of massages. Yep. Which is crazy. And I didn't even think like anything of it at the time. This must have been 2-3 years ago. Just like watching these girls explain what happened and how they got coerced into doing such things at 15, 16 years old. And they're like, I saw $250 and I've never seen that much money in my life.
Well, that's the thing. They usually find like the fucked up kids who are on drugs or want drugs. They offer them free drugs and money and things, and they get them to recruit other people. And then next thing you know, there's little kids and all, you know, like, it's sick. It's corrupt. We live in a scary fucking world. None of this stuff we know factually. For the most part, it's all just speculation because our government tells us there's no truth to it. So do your own research. Take it with a grain of salt.
Comply, citizen.
Yeah, comply, you fucking puppets. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. As always, guys,
don't forget a 5-star rating.
Yeah, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share everything that we're posting and putting out there for you guys. Let's blow this shit up and see if we can't get ourselves in trouble for the things that we talk. But yeah, check us out. Talk about us. Don't talk about us. Tell your friends about us. Good or bad, doesn't really matter. Just as long as you were talking about us. Peace.